The purpose of my presentation is on to persuade anyone to not wear a mask, even if they don't want to. My goal is to make anyone listen and realize that you do not have to live in fear. Statistically, wearing a mask and living in fear is not the answer to fighting COVID-19. Masks are just restricting our ability to breathe. It is also restricting more than people think. I refuse with the new norm if we don't lift the mask rules. Why not stop there? Why not just stay home and live in fear and never live your life? We can't be bullied by fear. The point that I'm trying to make is that masks not only keep us from breathing, but it also is suffocating the nation, and we should not be, we should have the ability to what we desire. When looking at the numbers, how is COVID any different from any other contagious disease? I will discuss my aspects as needing to change and the reasons why, in comparing COVID to other diseases doesn't make any sense to shut down the nation. We have dealt with this pandemic for several months, and even though I do have a respect for the ones that have been affected by COVID-19, I still have my personal beliefs. I have read some COVID and mask literature to help my presentation from The COVID Virus by Abdo Kids Jumbo, and then an article by Vince Bond Jr. called In Dealer's Ads, To or To Not Wear a Mask. Morbid's Petzold, a segment about the stress and anxiety from the COVID pandemic. And last, a book by Alfred Crosby, America's Forgotten Pandemic, the Influenza of 1918. As a citizen of the United States, we need to fight this quote-unquote new norm. One aspect is the economy is turning into shambles. Especially at first, the economy plummeted, leaving numerous amounts of people with no home and no job and no faith. From little kids to elderly people, they need socialization, from human interaction to physically talking or physically touching. It could be mentally damaging in the end. We need to get back to the way of life that we used to do. With small sacrifices come great victory. I believe the red, white, and blue can thrive again. As a human being, we are born to live, born to interact. Fact of the matter, we cannot live in fear and live a coddled life. Any connection to the economics of the U.S. we need to make and grow again. We need to flourish and we need to rejoice. By making people go out and interact and not be muzzled oneself, they'll be able to breathe not only by their body, but also by their mind and their spirit. But also, before we flourish, we have to face our enemy. People fear what they don't know. Therefore, we should know what we're facing. If you look statistically of the flu in the US, thousands and thousands of people die every year. But yet, somehow, not one of us blink an eye, not even the media. That's because it's something we're used to. And it's something people aren't really afraid of anymore. And once you look at it, there are numerous contagious and deadly diseases that we face every day, everywhere. And the people you interact with before COVID-19 probably had something. For example, your cashier at the grocery store probably had tuberculosis, which is highly contagious. And at the gas station, a clerk that you handled with probably had the common cold. Or even your favorite restaurant that you go to day in and day out, the waiter probably had meningitis. One aspect is from stopping you from wearing a mask, I will not do. I believe they should be a mandatory task for everyone to not wear one, whether you want to or not. I'm in high hopes that one day masks will be the thing of the past and not only mandatory. If you look at a quote from Franklin D. Roosevelt that he once said, It's not to fear, but to fear itself. Thank you.